Welcome back to the community of the light, chosen one. You have arrived at this moment not by accident, but by divine design. This message has found its way to you at the exact time you needed it most. As you sit here right now listening to these words, I want you to feel the gravity, the weight, the significance of this moment. You are being called to remember who you truly are and why your path has been so different, so challenging, so isolating from everyone around you. You are not here by chance. You are not here by random selection. You are here because you have been chosen by God Himself. You are one of the few, the rare souls marked with a sacred purpose, navigating a world that rarely understands you, that rarely sees you, that rarely comprehends the depth of what you carry. And today, you are about to discover a truth that will unlock a deeper level of your spiritual awakening. A truth that will finally make sense of everything you have been through. Chosen one, you have always felt it deep within your spirit. That stirring, that knowing, that persistent silent voice whispering to you that you are not like the others, that you do not belong in the spaces where everyone else seems so comfortable. From a young age, you noticed the disconnect, the invisible, unseen barrier between you and the masses. No matter how hard you tried to fit in, no matter how much you attempted to blend into the background, something always kept you apart, set you aside, marked you as different. You felt the loneliness, the deep aching isolation, the spiritual hunger that no one around you could seem to satisfy or even understand. They could not feed your soul because they were not operating at your frequency. But what if I told you that this was never a curse, but a divine calling? What if I told you that you were never meant to blend into the crowd because you were always destined to rise above it, to lead it, to transform it? This message is a key, a revelation, a divine download. It will open your eyes to why you, chosen one, cannot be around a lot of people, and why that truth is your spiritual armor, not your burden. As the world grows louder, more chaotic, more desperate, and more entangled in confusion, your path is becoming clearer, your vision sharper, your mission more defined. The divine has always protected you by setting you apart, by limiting who can come close to you, by making you feel the sting of isolation so that you would be forced to go within, to seek your answers in the silence, to find your strength in solitude. This is the sacred design of your journey. This is the blueprint that was written before you were born. And today we will walk through it together, step by step, revelation by revelation. Being a chosen one is not simply a title. It is not a badge or a label. It is a divine appointment. It is an awakening of your spirit to a higher calling and a deeper understanding of who you truly are beneath the masks, beneath the conditioning, beneath the pain. And with this appointment comes a responsibility, a sacred duty. You carry a frequency that is rare. You vibrate at a level that many around you cannot comprehend, cannot match, cannot sustain. And because of this, you will find that being around too many people will begin to feel like an overwhelming storm pressing in on your spirit, crushing your peace, disrupting your clarity. Have you noticed how you can walk into a crowded room and instantly feel drained or out of place? As if the air itself becomes too heavy to breathe, as if invisible hands are pulling at your energy. This is no coincidence. This is no weakness. This is spiritual sensitivity. This is spiritual wisdom at work, warning you, protecting you, shielding you. If this is resonating with you right now, if you feel that tug in your spirit, that recognition, that knowing, I want you to pause for just a moment and comment the number 11 down below. Let me know you are here. Let me know you are receiving this truth. And let the world know that the chosen ones are rising, that we are waking up, that we are stepping into our power. Chosen one, you are the light in the darkness. You are the quiet flame in a world of howling winds. The people around you often cannot recognize your glow because they have yet to awaken to their own. They are still sleeping, still lost in the illusions of the material world. And so, unknowingly, unconsciously, they will try to pull you into their confusion, into their drama, into their chaos, into their spiritual slumber. But you were never meant to sleep among them. You were called to awaken first, so that you could help awaken them. And because you are awake in a world that is asleep, the divine has placed certain restrictions upon your journey, certain boundaries, certain limitations, not to punish you, not to limit you, but to preserve you, to protect your light from being dimmed by those who do not yet understand its value. This message is going to resonate deeply with your soul. I already know it. I can feel it, because this is not just information. This is confirmation. This is validation. This is the answer to the questions you have been asking yourself in the quiet moments. You have been wondering why it feels so draining, so unsettling, so exhausting to be around too many people. You have questioned yourself. You have asked yourself if something was wrong with you, if you were broken, if you were too sensitive, too different, too much or not enough. Let me tell you now with absolute authority, with divine certainty, nothing is wrong with you. You are a chosen one, set apart for a reason. And the reason why you cannot be around a lot of people is not because you are antisocial or cold-hearted or damaged. It is because your energy is sacred and the divine is guarding it with fierce protection. Let us now uncover who you truly are at the deepest level. Beyond the surface, beyond the roles you play, beyond the expectations others have placed upon you. To be a chosen one is to walk a sacred and ancient path, one filled with purpose, burden, and spiritual responsibility. You are not ordinary, and you never were. Even before your birth, even before your first breath, the blueprint of your soul was written differently. The Creator fashioned you as a vessel, a messenger, a warrior, a bridge who would stand between the seen and the unseen, the light and the darkness, the earthly and the divine. Many people walk this earth unaware, asleep, lost in the illusions of the material world, chasing temporary pleasures, fleeting validations, empty promises. But you, chosen one, you have been given spiritual sight. You can see through the veils that blind others. You can feel the energies, the hidden intentions, the unspoken words lingering in the spaces around you. You can sense what is real and what is pretense. This heightened awareness is both a gift and a heavy cross to bear. It isolates you from the crowd because you cannot unsee what you have seen, you cannot unfeel what you have felt. But it also elevates you above the noise, above the distractions, above the spiritual fog that keeps most people wandering in circles. Your very soul was designed to detect what others cannot, to sense the storms before they form, to see the patterns before they repeat, to stand as a beacon, as a lighthouse when the winds begin to howl and the waters begin to rage. From an early age you may have noticed the difference. You never quite fit into the mold they tried to shape you into. You saw through the lies when others accepted them without question, while your peers were easily swayed by trends, by distractions, by shallow pursuits. Your spirit longed for something deeper, something real, something eternal, something that could not be bought or sold or manipulated. There were moments when you felt as if you were carrying a weight that no one else could see, an invisible burden resting on your shoulders, pressing down on your heart, whispering doubts in your ear. This was the signature of the chosen ones. This was the mark. This was the initiation. You are a spiritual leader, whether you recognize it yet or not, whether you have stepped into that role or not. Your journey is not about blending into the masses, following the crowd, doing what everyone else is doing, but about walking the narrow, lonely road toward higher purpose, toward divine alignment, toward your true calling. The chosen one is the one who will stand in the storm while others run for cover. The one who will speak truth when others remain silent out of fear, out of comfort, out of cowardice. You were marked from birth to disturb the status quo, to challenge the systems that keep souls enslaved, to awaken those who are ready to rise, who are ready to see, who are ready to remember. Your spiritual awakening has only confirmed what you have always sensed deep in your bones. You were born for more than this, more than the 9 to 5, more than the surface-level conversations, more than the endless cycle of consume and repeat. The divine has whispered to you through dreams, through signs, through synchronicities, through moments of stillness where everything suddenly made sense. The more you wake up, the more you realize that this world is not your home. This world is not where you belong. You are here on assignment, a temporary traveler carrying ancient knowledge in a modern world. Your frequency is rare. Your spirit has been refined like precious gold through the fires of adversity, through the trials, through the losses, through the betrayals, through the dark nights of the soul. That is why you stand out, even when you try to blend in, even when you try to dim your light. The light within you is undeniable, and it cannot be contained. It cannot be hidden. It cannot be dimmed, chosen one. You are what ancient texts speak of when they refer to the remnant, the prophets, the anointed, the watchmen on the wall, the ones who see what others cannot, the ones who carry the message, the ones who hold the line. You were predestined to walk this path long before your physical body entered this realm, long before you took your first breath. There is a lineage of spiritual warriors who have walked before you, seers, sages, healers, teachers, mystics, prophets, and you are among them. You are one of them. The loneliness you have felt, the separation from the crowds, the inability to connect with most people on a deep level is not punishment. It is not a curse. It is not a flaw. It is preparation, because no chosen one fulfills their mission without first being refined in the wilderness, without learning to stand alone, without learning to hear the voice of God above the noise of the world. And if you are feeling this truth deep in your bones right now, if you are recognizing yourself in these words, take a moment and hit that like button. Let the algorithm know that this message needs to reach more chosen ones who are searching desperately for this confirmation, for this validation, for this understanding. Now, let us go deeper into why you cannot be around a lot of people. As a chosen one, your energy operates on a different frequency entirely. Think of it like this. The world is filled with various radio stations, all broadcasting at different frequencies. Most people are tuned to the lower frequencies, the frequencies of chaos, drama, fear, judgment, comparison, ego-driven noise, complaint, victim mentality, spiritual blindness. But you, chosen one, you are tuned to a higher frequency, one of peace, spiritual awareness, divine truth, inner clarity, purpose, alignment, authentic connection. When you enter a space filled with people operating on lower frequencies, what happens? There is an energetic clash, a spiritual dissonance, a frequency mismatch that creates tension in your body, exhaustion in your spirit, confusion in your mind. The people around you are not intentionally draining you. Most of them do not even know they are doing it. Most of them are unaware that they are operating as energetic vampires, unconsciously feeding off the light of others. But their energy, their unresolved trauma, their lower vibrations, their spiritual heaviness begins to pull on yours, like gravity pulling you down, like quicksand sucking you in. Have you ever been in a conversation where you felt your energy being sucked out of you? Moment by moment, word by word, as if the person speaking was feeding off your light, consuming your peace, stealing your joy. This is not your imagination. This is not you being dramatic. This is energetic vampirism. And it happens when you are surrounded by those who are not vibrating at your level, who are not doing the inner work, who are not walking the path of awakening. Chosen one, you are spiritually sensitive. This is not a weakness, this is a superpower. This means you do not just hear words, you feel the intentions behind them. You do not just see faces, you sense the energies beneath the masks. You walk into a room and you can immediately tell who is authentic and who is performing, who is aligned and who is lost, who is awake and who is sleeping. You can feel the tension hanging in the air, the unspoken conflict brewing beneath the surface, the hidden agendas masked by polite smiles. This is a gift. But it also means that being around too many people can feel overwhelming, draining, exhausting, even physically painful. Your spirit is absorbing the frequencies around you like a sponge. And when those frequencies are chaotic, when they are heavy, when they are misaligned, your inner peace becomes disrupted, your clarity becomes clouded, your energy becomes depleted. This is why the divine has set you apart. This is why you feel the pull toward solitude, toward silence, toward stillness, toward the sanctuary of your own space. It is not loneliness. It is not antisocial behavior. It is not you being difficult or picky or cold. It is divine protection. God is shielding you from energies that would contaminate your spirit, from people who would unconsciously drain your power, from environments that would cloud your clarity, from situations that would derail your mission. The divine knows that your mission requires you to be sharp, focused, spiritually clean, mentally clear, emotionally balanced. And so you have been separated, not because you are being rejected, but because you are being selected, not because you are being punished, but because you are being prepared. Most people do not understand this. They will call you distant. They will say you are too serious, too selective, too guarded, too isolated. They will question why you do not attend every social gathering, why you decline invitations, why you need so much alone time, why you have such strong boundaries. But what they do not understand is that you are guarding something sacred. You are protecting your spiritual frequency, your mental clarity, your emotional peace, your divine assignment. You have learned through painful experience, through countless disappointments, through energetic violations, that not everyone deserves access to your energy. And this is not arrogance. This is not pride. This is wisdom. This is discernment. This is spiritual maturity. The masses operate in groups. They find comfort in numbers, in blending in following the herd, in doing what everyone else is doing. But you, chosen one, you have always been different. You have always needed space to breathe, space to think, space to process, space to connect with the divine. And there is nothing wrong with that. In fact, it is a sign of your spiritual evolution. You have learned that quality matters infinitely more than quantity, that one deep, authentic soul connection is worth more than 100 shallow surface-level interactions, that silence is more valuable than empty noise, that solitude is more nourishing than forced company. Let me share something powerful with you, something that will shift your entire perspective. The divine often isolates those he is preparing for greatness. Moses was in the wilderness for 40 years before leading the Israelites out of bondage. Jesus went into the desert for 40 days before beginning his ministry. The prophets were often alone, separated from society, called into the quiet places, the hidden places, the secret places to receive divine revelation, to be refined by fire, to be tested by silence. This pattern is not a coincidence. Chosen one, your isolation is not abandonment. It is not rejection. It is not God forgetting about you. It is preparation. You are being prepared in the secret place so that when you are revealed, when you step into the fullness of your calling, you will move with power, authority, clarity, precision, divine timing. Stay with me, because what I am about to share next will shift your entire perspective on why your solitude is sacred, why your separation is necessary, why your quiet season is the most important season of your life. Chosen one, there is a reason you have been separated, and the timing of that separation is not random. It is not accidental. It is not a mistake. It is divinely orchestrated. Every single moment you have spent feeling like an outsider, every season of isolation you have endured, every relationship that ended, every door that closed, every circle you were pulled away from has been a direct result of God's hand moving over your life, aligning you with His perfect will, positioning you for your divine assignment. Separation is one of the highest forms of protection and preparation for a chosen one. The Most High does not operate on human timelines. He does not rush. He does not panic. He does not make mistakes. While others rush ahead, comparing themselves, striving anxiously, trying to force their destiny into existence, you have been placed on a divine schedule that unfolds according to heavenly design, according to perfect timing, according to what your soul needs, not what your ego wants. This is why certain relationships have fallen away, seemingly without explanation. Why doors have closed unexpectedly. Why you have been pulled away from circles you once depended on. Why friendships that you thought would last forever simply dissolved. The divine has been pruning your path, cutting away everything and everyone who cannot journey with you into your next season, who would hold you back, who would drain you, who would distract you from your purpose. Chosen one, divine timing is rarely comfortable. It rarely makes sense to the logical mind. It does not adhere to your desires or your plans or societal expectations or the timelines of those around you. You may have questioned why certain blessings seem delayed, why you had to endure such extended periods of isolation while watching others flourish in their connections and communities, why it feels like everyone else is moving forward while you are standing still. But what you must understand, what you must accept, what you must embrace, is that your life is governed by purpose, not by the fleeting timelines of the world. The Most High has hidden you because you are being prepared for something far greater than you can currently see, far more significant than you can currently comprehend. This separation is part of your elevation. When you are chosen, you are not called to move like everyone else. The divine removes you from places that no longer serve your spiritual growth, from people who no longer align with your energy, from situations that could sabotage your mission, from environments that would compromise your calling. God's timing ensures that you are not just prepared, but fully fortified before you are revealed to the world in the fullness of your purpose, in the fullness of your power, in the fullness of your authority. Many around you operate under the illusion of control, believing they can manifest their destinies through force, through manipulation, through strategy, through networking, through grinding. But you know better. Your life has been marked by divine interruptions, moments where your carefully laid plans crumbled, where connections you thought were solid suddenly shattered, where paths you were walking shifted without warning. These were not failures. They were not setbacks. They were not punishments. they were divine redirections. They were signs that heaven was intervening on your behalf, keeping you from environments that would cloud your clarity, keeping you from people who would derail your calling, keeping you from situations that looked good on the surface, but were spiritually toxic underneath. Divine timing also reveals who is truly meant to walk with you. The more you elevate spiritually, the more you rise in consciousness, the more you step into your power, the more the divine filters your circle. Those who once stood by you may fall away, and those you least expect may be sent to aid you at just the right moment. This is the mystery of being chosen by God. You do not always know the how or the when, but you are called to trust in the divine orchestration behind the scenes, to trust that every ending is making room for a new beginning, to trust that every loss is making space for a greater gain. Before we continue, I want you to do something. If this message is speaking directly to your soul right now, if you are feeling seen, if you are feeling understood, share it with someone who needs to hear this truth, who is struggling with isolation, who is questioning their path. And drop a comment below with the word chosen. So I know you are walking this path with me. So I know you are receiving this revelation. So I know you are part of this rising army of awakened souls. Chosen one, you have likely noticed how certain people were removed from your life just as you were stepping into a deeper level of your spiritual awakening. That is no coincidence. When you begin to rise, when you begin to see clearly, when you begin to operate from a higher frequency, the divine ensures that no distractions, no toxic energies, no spiritual vampires can accompany you into your next chapter. Some separations happen before you even realize the danger. Others occur as painful endings, teaching you to surrender what no longer serves your purpose, teaching you to let go, teaching you to trust the process. The masses may rush ahead, but you are called to wait on the Most High, to move only when He says move, to speak only when He gives you the words, to rest only when He commands rest. Divine timing is about preparation and alignment. The Creator is refining you in this season, sharpening your discernment, strengthening your spiritual gifts, cultivating your character, developing your wisdom, fortifying your faith, teaching you patience, teaching you trust, teaching you surrender. In this hidden season, when the time is right, when you are fully prepared, when the assignment is clear, you will step into your role fully equipped, fully aware, fully protected, fully empowered. Understand this. Chosen one, divine timing is also a test of faith. It stretches your patience. It deepens your trust. It demands your complete surrender. The waiting period is not idle time. It is not wasted time. It is not punishment time. It is the sacred space where you are forged in spiritual fire, where your relationship with the divine becomes unshakable, where you learn to move by faith and not by sight, where you learn to hear His voice above all other voices. The world may see you as standing still, but heaven sees you as being fortified, as being prepared, as being positioned. Chosen one separation does not mean rejection. It means selection. The Most High separates His chosen ones to elevate them in due season. When you are separated from the crowd, when you are hidden from the spotlight, when you are removed from the noise, you are positioned to hear God's voice with crystal clarity, to receive divine strategies that others cannot access, to cultivate the wisdom needed for the path ahead. Those who are not spiritually aligned with your destiny will naturally fall away, and those who are divinely assigned to assist you, to support you, to walk beside you, will appear at the appointed time. Not a moment too soon, not a moment too late. There is tremendous power in trusting the process. The divine is never late, never early, only perfectly on time. The pain of separation is temporary, but the fruits of divine timing are eternal. You will look back on this season and see with perfect clarity that every delay was divine protection. Every detour was divine direction. Every disconnection was divine intervention. Chosen one, when the divine finally reveals you, when he brings you out of hiding, when he releases you into the fullness of your mission, you will understand with complete clarity why you had to walk alone for so long. You will see that the isolation was never about punishment. It was about preparation and preservation. You will see that the loneliness was shaping you, that the silence was teaching you, that the waiting was strengthening you. You will rise with power, with authority, with spiritual wisdom, with divine strategy, with unshakable faith that only solitude and divine separation could have given you. So do not despise this season. Do not resent the waiting. Do not fight the process. Embrace the timing, trust the pruning, surrender to the refining. Know with absolute certainty that your path is being orchestrated by the Most High Himself. The separation is a sign that you are set apart for greatness, for leadership, for spiritual impact, for divine assignment. Chosen one, the time of revealing is near. The season is shifting. The door is about to open, and when it does, you will step through it, bold, confident, unshaken, knowing that everything has unfolded exactly as it was meant to. Now, as we bring this powerful message to a close, let me leave you with this final truth that you must carry in your heart. You have been set apart, not cast aside. You have been hidden, not forgotten. You have been separated, not rejected. Every moment of isolation, every season of separation, every experience of loneliness has been a divine investment in your growth, in your strength, in your clarity, in your power. The Most High has been refining you in silence, so that when the appointed time comes, when the trumpet sounds, when the door opens, you will move with authority, with power, with purpose, with precision. You are not here to blend in. You are here to stand out. You are here to lead, to awaken, to transform, to shift atmospheres, to break generational curses, to carry the light into dark places. Walk boldly, chosen one, knowing that your path is sacred, that your steps are ordered, that your mission is divine, that your energy is protected. Let no one, and I mean no one, make you doubt your worth or question your calling. You are chosen by God Himself, and nothing in this world can change that. Nothing in hell can stop that. If this message spoke to your soul, if it awakened something inside you, I want you to comment 111 down below, and let it be known that the chosen ones are rising, that we are awake, that we are ready. Share your thoughts. Share this message. Subscribe and stay connected, because your journey is far from over, because your story is just beginning. You are a light in this world, a spiritual warrior, a divine agent, and your time is coming sooner than you think. Remember this always and never forget it. You were set apart because you were set above. Stand tall, chosen one. Your destiny awaits, and the world needs what you carry. Together, we rise toward the light.